Chosen one, listen carefully. They said no one could be God again. They said it was impossible, that the divine was the highest ceiling of existence, sealed forever. Yet here you stand, the impossible made real. The ancient researchers and holy scholars confirmed there was a God and nothing beyond, but they forgot about you. You have shattered the ancient writings, broken the boundaries of myth, and proven every prophecy incomplete. You have risen with unseen power, a being not meant to exist. Yet you do. The world denied your existence, but now it must face the truth. Every myth, every philosophy, every holy book was pointing to you. This is a holy shift. You are transforming by the order of God Himself. You feel your body upgrading, your essence ascending. This is the reality of who you are. You are no longer just chosen. You are the God One. Before we continue this revelation, pause for a sacred moment. Hit that like button as a sign of agreement. Subscribe to help us reach 20,000 awakened souls. And leave a comment with the number 11, a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive. Only those truly chosen will stay to the end, because deep down, your spirit already knows this message is for you. For thousands of years, the heavens were sealed. Every spiritual doctrine, every ancient scroll, every sacred echo from the past whispered one truth. The age of ascension was over. The divine was final, unrepeatable, unreachable. Godhood, they claimed, was a relic of a forgotten golden age, a status never to be touched again. No prophet dared challenge it. No mortal dreamed of it. Humanity had accepted its ceiling and built religions beneath it. But somehow, you happened. Not with a choir of angels or trumpets from the sky, but with quiet defiance. A heartbeat too powerful to ignore. You didn't rise in the way they expected. You didn't fit the mold of the anointed. You weren't chosen by temples or councils or prophecies wrapped in gold. And yet here you are, something beyond holy, something beyond explanation. They said no one could become a god again. They never imagined someone like you. It wasn't just disbelief, it was dismissal. They didn't merely doubt your possibility, they erased it before it could breathe. Whole civilizations were built on the belief that no one would ever ascend again. But with every step you take, you tear holes in those ancient declarations. Your presence doesn't just challenge dogma, it ends it. There never has become your now. You are proof that the divine is not locked behind time. You are the contradiction, the holy glitch in reality's software. Your existence is the heresy that rewrites the sacred. And still, you are only beginning. This isn't the story of someone becoming what others believed was possible. This is the story of someone doing what they insisted was impossible. So they said, no one could become a god again. That godhood had retired, unreachable, buried in myth. But here you stand, undeniable. The prophecy wasn't wrong, it was incomplete, because it never included you. The impossible is not just a concept, it's a prison. It's the word they use when they can't imagine the next step. When they run out of faith, they use fear to justify limitation. They wrap the unknown in chains and call it destiny. And yet, you walked through those locked doors like they were air. You didn't ask permission, you didn't wait for belief. You became the thing they said could never exist. You are not a miracle by accident, you are a miracle by design. You didn't stumble into power. You grew into it with every breath that defied expectation. What was impossible yesterday is the blueprint of your bones today. The laws of reality once defined your ceiling. Now they echo behind you, rewritten by your footsteps. History won't know how to record you. It has no words for someone like you. They'll say anomaly, they'll say outlier, but deep down, they'll know. You were the shift. You didn't just disrupt the system, you became the new standard. The impossible is now a memory, and you are the memory's author. The ancients studied the stars for signs of the next god. The modern world buried that hope under logic. And yet here you are, shining with the very essence they abandoned. You are the evidence they didn't believe they'd ever see. The bridge between myth and man. You are living proof that the divine never truly left. It just waited for someone brave enough to return. You didn't just become the impossible, you made the impossible obsolete. You were never in their stories. No scrolls mention your name, no sacred vision saw your face. The books of power were closed long before you arrived, and yet you opened them with your breath. Your existence is not an accident, it is an interruption, a blessed rupture in the order they believed was eternal. The truth is, you were never supposed to be, not because you're wrong, but because you're beyond their imagination. You are what happened when the universe forgot its limits, when the cosmos dared to dream bigger than its own history. Your existence bends the very idea of existence. You're not just new, you're impossible, by every law they trusted. But that impossibility, that's exactly what makes you real. Because everything sacred began as something ridiculous. Every god, every myth, every miracle, all were once dismissed as madness. And now, that madness lives in your veins. They can't categorize you because you've transcended the categories. You are unboxed. You are uncontained. You are unrepeatable. Even the silence speaks differently when you enter the room. Reality tenses around you, as if unsure whether to bow or collapse. The world has no defense against something it thought couldn't exist. That's why you're feared. And that's why you're needed. Because only the impossible can save a world shackled by belief. You're not supposed to exist, and that's why you must. The greatest minds of every age reached one conclusion. Godhood had ended. Scholars wrote it in stone. Theologians sealed it with rituals. Scientists calculated it out of the equation. The divine, they claimed, had peaked, and humanity could rise no higher. Their certainty echoed through universities and temples alike. They weren't wrong in their studies, they were blind in their faith. They believed in an ending, not a return. They mistook silence for absence. They confused delay with denial. And so they built a world that no longer expected the sacred to walk among us. But then, you arrived. You are the flaw in their final thesis, the living contradiction to centuries of conclusion. Their equations don't account for you. Their prophecies never anticipated your frequency. Your soul vibrates at a level no instrument can measure. You're not here to argue their conclusions, you're here to end them. What those ancient scholars never considered is that godhood might return in a different form, not as lightning from the sky, but as fire in human skin. Not as thunder in the heavens, but as a heartbeat too powerful to ignore. You are the anomaly that proves every law incomplete. Their research is outdated now, because it didn't include you. For centuries, they wrote and rewrote the story of the divine without you. They sealed the books, crowned their conclusions, and believed the chapter of gods was closed forever. The councils of priests and the halls of scientists all shared one agreement. This age would belong to mortals alone. They celebrated their certainty. They forgot to leave space for someone like you. You were never in their equations. You were never in their prayers. Yet somewhere in the cracks of time, between prophecy and possibility, you were forming. The universe did not forget you. It hid you, waiting for the moment when your arrival would shatter the illusion of finality. You are not late, you are right on time. It wasn't malice that erased you, it was smallness. Human minds cannot imagine a future larger than themselves. They forgot you because they had forgotten wonder itself. They forgot that the divine does not end when they close their books. They forgot that God writes his own sequels. And now their forgetting has become their shock. They see you and call you impossible because they have no language for your reality. But you are not impossible. You are inevitable. The result of every forgotten prayer, every unanswered plea, every silent star burning above them. You are the forgotten made flesh. They forgot about you, but the universe never did. And that is why you're here now. Every civilization clings to its texts, scrolls, tablets, digital scripture. They are the anchors of certainty. And in every one of those sacred writings, the same refrain whispered, "No one rises again." The divine is a closed door. The era of gods is finished. The books became chains disguised as wisdom. But you didn't read them. You rewrote them. With every breath, you've begun tearing down centuries of ink and replacing them with your heartbeat. What they called myth is now your shadow. What they labeled legend is now your daily reality. You didn't simply challenge the writings, you made them tremble. This is not blasphemy. This is evolution. Texts are not meant to be prisons. They are meant to be doors, and you are the one who found the hidden handle. What the ancients recorded was not a boundary, but a pause. You are the unpausing, the living footnote that rewrites every chapter before you. Already the scribes of today are confused. Already new pages are being written. You are a walking scripture now. They will study you like they once studied stars. The ancient writings are no longer just stories. They are prefaces to your existence. You didn't prove the writings wrong. You proved them incomplete. There is power people can measure. Armies, wealth, technology. And then there is the power no scale can weigh. No lens can focus. No scientist can dissect. That is the power that now lives within you. Not the power to control, but the power to redefine. Not the power to destroy, but the power to become. This power is invisible, not because it's weak, but because it's limitless. It cannot be contained, and so it cannot be seen. It expresses itself through transformation, through presence, through the subtle bending of reality's edge around your will. It is not a lightning bolt. It is a quiet storm that rewrites the sky, and it terrifies them. They cannot name it, so they call it dangerous. They cannot control it, so they call it heresy. But deep down, they know this unseen power is exactly what the world has been waiting for. It is the key to the locked doors of the future. You have not yet even touched the full depth of it. Every day you are unfolding. Every breath, another layer peels back. Power like this is not a tool. It is a birthright. And you are finally stepping into it. You don't just have unseen power. You are unseen power. They will tell stories of you one day. Stories about how you were never meant to be. How your very existence defied every rule, every prophecy, every expectation. And in those stories, they will whisper a truth you made yourself. You were not chosen by tradition. You chose yourself by rising. The universe didn't plan for you in the way it plans for stars. You were an unscripted miracle, a rogue wave of divinity that no one charted. But you didn't just appear, you built this moment with your will, your pain, your faith. The impossible is not just something that happened to you, it's something you did. This is why you are different from the gods of old. They were expected, they were named in advance. You arrived like a question mark, and now you've become the answer no one predicted. You are the proof that destiny can be rewritten from the ground up. In your story, there is no preface, no genealogy of divinity, only a blank page and the courage to fill it. And because of that, your rise is more terrifying, more magnificent, and more necessary than anything that came before. You weren't meant to exist, but you decided to anyway. For a long time, the world refused to see you. Not just you, but the idea of you. People mocked the possibility, dismissed the whispers, laughed at the notion of godhood returning. And for a while, that denial was enough to keep you hidden. But truth has a way of breaking through silence. Now, they can't ignore you. Not because you demand it, but because your presence demands itself. You've become too real to dismiss, too undeniable to erase. Their denial is collapsing under the weight of your reality. The myth they refuse to believe is now shaking their hands. It is not vengeance you bring, but revelation. The world is not being punished by your arrival. It is being awakened. Every belief they held is being rewritten by the evidence of your existence. The truth is no longer something they can debate. It is standing in front of them. And with that realization comes fear, yes, but also hope. Because if you exist, then so does possibility. If godhood can return, so can wonder, so can faith, so can meaning. You are not just a disruption, you are a restoration. The world denied you. Now the world kneels before the truth. All the old stories belong to you now, not because you stole them, but because you fulfilled them. Every myth was a prophecy, and every prophecy a waiting room. You are the one they were all writing about without knowing it. You are the destination of every ancient road. Philosophies once argued about gods and men as separate beings. You erase that line. Holy books once wrote of miracles as distant memories. You make them present tense. You have become the living context for every sacred word humanity ever spoke. This is not ownership. This is integration. The myths are not dead. They live through you. The philosophies are not outdated. They are being reborn in your shadow. The holy books are not irrelevant. They are being rewritten by your heartbeat. Already, new chapters are being added to old scriptures. Already, philosophers are tearing down their frameworks and starting again with your existence as the cornerstone. What was once 1,000 scattered visions is now one living reality, you. All myths, all philosophies, all holy books now belong not just to you, but to the world through you. Reality itself feels different now. You can sense it. The air vibrates differently. The silence hums with new frequencies. This is not just your transformation, it is a shift in the very fabric of being. The sacred and the mundane are colliding, merging, reshaping themselves around you. This is what a holy shift feels like. Not thunder from the heavens, but a deep trembling in the soul of the world. People don't know why they feel it yet. They only know something fundamental has changed. The sky looks the same, but the light is older, richer, heavier. This is the moment history pivots. Not just your history, but everyone's. Every system built on the old understanding of reality is cracking at the edges. Old powers are losing their grip. New possibilities are blooming where no one expected them. And you are the catalyst, not as a conqueror, but as a rewriter, not as a destroyer, but as a transformer. You are not ending reality, you are expanding it. This is the holy shift, and you are its heartbeat. This is not a transformation you chose alone. This is a transformation ordained. The same intelligence that spun the galaxies, that carved rivers into stone, that wrote the code of life itself, that same force is shaping you now. You are not just ascending, you are being formed. You can feel it in your body, in your mind, in your soul. The shift is not just external, it is cellular. Every particle of you is being rewritten by a higher order. This is not magic. This is the architecture of divinity sculpting you in real time. The order of God is not a council. It is not a temple. It is the living law of existence. And you are now part of its blueprint. The same hands that wrote the stars are now writing you. This is why you feel both alien and familiar, both ancient and newborn. People will misunderstand this. They will call it madness, mutation, miracle, but you will know the truth. It is alignment. You are not breaking reality. You are aligning with the deeper reality that was always there. You are being transformed, and transformation is destiny fulfilled. Your body is not the same. Your thoughts are not the same. Your pulse carries a frequency it never had before. This is what awakening feels like. It is not gentle. It is not always beautiful. It is a tearing away of the old skin, a burning off of the old self, a rebirth too large for language. The upgradation is not just physical. It is mental, emotional, spiritual. Your senses are expanding beyond the five. Your mind is reaching into places you never knew existed. Your heart beats with a rhythm older than your bones. This is evolution made visible. There will be moments of fear, moments of loss. Transformation always carries grief for the self you used to be. But with each wave of change comes clarity, strength, power. You are not being destroyed, you are being built. You are becoming the blueprint for the future, a living prototype of what humanity can be when it reaches past its limits. The awakening within you is not just yours, it is the signal for others to follow. This is not just upgradation, this is ascension. You were never small, you were never powerless. Those were illusions, necessary for a time, but illusions nonetheless. This vastness, this impossibility, this radiance, this is who you've been all along. You are not stepping into something foreign. You are returning to your original state. The true reality of who you are is not a title. It is not God as a rank. It is a state of being beyond hierarchy. It is the raw essence of creation flowing through you. You are not separate from the divine. You are not a visitor. You are the point where the divine becomes visible. This realization is not arrogance. It is remembrance. The more you accept it, the more the old illusions fall away. The more you remember, the more the world itself begins to remember. You are not teaching a doctrine. You are waking up a planet. And yet, you are still you. Still human in form. Still walking the earth. This paradox, infinite and finite at once, is the true miracle. This is the real you. This is not a new self. This is your whole self, finally revealed. And here you stand, not as a myth, not as a possibility, but as the living reality of what they swore could never return. You are no longer just chosen. You are no longer just ascending. You are the God One, the impossible made flesh, the infinite walking among the finite. This is not a crown you wear. It is a weight you carry. It is not glory without responsibility. It is a call to transform the world as you have been transformed. To be the living proof that limitation is a lie. To show that divinity is not a distant throne, but a present truth. Already, stories are forming. Already, eyes are turning. Already, the universe is bending to make space for what you've become. You are not simply a person, you are a phenomenon, a new center of gravity around which myths, beliefs, and futures now orbit. But this is not the end of your story. This is the beginning. The God One is not a final destination. It is the first step into a reality where the impossible is normal and the divine is everywhere. You have opened the door. Now you will walk through it. You are not just a god, you are the God One. The impossible has happened, and the world will never be the same. From the dawn of time, the cosmos has spoken in riddles, constellations shifting, stars pulsing with ancient secrets. Yet through all this cosmic noise, a singular name echoed quietly, waiting. That name was yours, not just a whisper lost in space, but a calling woven into the fabric of reality itself. The universe whispered your name long before you knew to listen. It is a melody older than memory, a song sung by the first sparks of creation. The galaxies aligned. The black holes sang in harmonies, and somewhere in the deep silence, your essence was already being shaped. You are not a random anomaly. You are a note in the grand symphony of existence, a note that only now finds its voice. And when you finally answered, the universe paused, not in surprise, but in reverence, because it recognized itself in you. You are the echo of its own heart, a living testament that the cosmic dance has not ended. It has only changed rhythm. The stars themselves bend toward you, their light guiding your path. Your name is etched in the skies, an eternal reminder that the universe does not just create, it chooses. It chooses to manifest miracles, wonders, and the impossible through you. This is not just destiny, it is cosmic truth. The universe whispered your name, and now you must answer. Bound by rules that were never truly yours, humanity has lived under invisible chains, traditions, fears, and limitations passed down like heirlooms of restraint. But you are the breaker, the one who stands and shatters those ancient shackles, freeing the soul of mankind from bondage. These chains weren't forged in cruelty. They were forged in survival, born from the need to understand a chaotic world. But survival is not destiny. You embody the rebellion against confinement, the promise that limits are meant to be challenged, questioned, and destroyed. With every step you take, those chains rattle and break. What once was immovable crumbles before your will. You show the world that the past does not imprison the future, that what is written is not permanent unless you allow it. Your liberation is contagious. Others begin to feel the cracks in their own bonds, the stirrings of courage long dormant. You become a beacon of possibility, the living proof that chains can be broken. You are the breaker of ancient chains, the herald of freedom, the spark of rebellion, and the architect of a new reality. There will be moments when darkness swallows all light, when despair threatens to drown hope, and the coldness of doubt creeps in. But in those very nights, your spirit burns brightest. You are the flame that refuses to be extinguished, the fire that melts away shadows. Your inner light is not just warmth, it is a force of transformation. It pierces through fear and confusion like a beacon for lost souls. People will see you standing alone in the abyss and wonder how your fire remains unbroken. It is because your light comes from a source untouched by circumstance, a flame kindled in the depths of your soul, fueled by faith, courage, and unyielding will. This light has traveled through storms, survived the harshest winds, and now shines with fierce clarity. In the darkest night, you are not just surviving, you are illuminating the path forward for others to follow. Your spirit is a lighthouse, a sacred flame, lighting the way through chaos toward new dawns. You don't just shine in darkness, you become the darkness's conqueror. Every soul is born carrying stories of ancestors, of battles, of lost dreams. But you carry a legacy deeper than most dare to imagine. A legacy forgotten by the world, but preserved in the secret chambers of time. You are the living heir of those who were erased by history, but remembered by the stars. This legacy is not just bloodline, it is a mantle of purpose, a sacred trust handed down by voices that whisper in your mind and stir your heart. You are the continuation of a journey that stretches back beyond recorded memory, beyond spoken word. To carry this legacy is to bear both the weight of the past and the hope of the future. You are the bridge between what was lost and what must be found again. You are the living proof that what is forgotten can be reborn, stronger, wiser, more radiant, and in honoring this legacy, you find strength. You find roots that anchor your soaring spirit. You find meaning that fuels your impossible ascent. You carry the legacy of the forgotten, and through you, their story will never fade. Time is a river that flows forward, relentless and indifferent. But within you lies a force that transcends its currents, a power that defies age, era, and even eternity. You are not bound by the ticking clock or the turning seasons. You exist beyond the linear march of moments. This power is ancient and eternal, like a seed buried deep beneath centuries of earth, waiting for the right moment to burst forth. It connects you to the timeless truths that all things are born from, and to the infinite possibilities that stretch beyond the horizon. Those who have glimpsed this power speak of awe, how it bends perception, slows the chaos, and reveals the threads of fate woven into the fabric of life. You are both creator and creation, timeless and timely all at once. Your power flows from a wellspring untouched by the past's chains or the future's fears. It moves through you like a river that both gives life and carves new paths. And every moment you live, it grows stronger, reshaping time itself around your presence. You are not a prisoner of time. You are its transcendent force. Every epic tale ever told, every legend whispered in firelight, every saga carved into stone has been waiting for this moment. Your journey is the crescendo of all stories, the chapter where myth becomes reality, where dreams and destiny collide. You do not walk this path alone. You are the protagonist in a narrative written across galaxies, inspired by every soul who dared to hope beyond the impossible. Your challenges echo those of heroes past, yet your story is unique, shaped by choices only you can make. This journey is marked by sacrifice, courage, and transformation. You face darkness not to conquer it, but to understand it. You rise not to rule, but to inspire. Every step you take adds depth and meaning to the cosmic story unfolding around you. People will tell your tale long after you are gone, not because of power or fame, but because your journey speaks to something deep within every heart. The relentless quest for meaning, for transcendence, for becoming more than we ever believed possible. Your journey is the universe's greatest story, a story still being written with every breath you take. There are realms seen and unseen, dimensions of flesh and spirit, planes of mortal experience and divine existence. You are the living bridge between these worlds, the connection that brings the sacred into the everyday, the eternal into the now. This role is both blessing and burden. To walk between worlds is to carry perspectives that others cannot bear, to hold mysteries that defy logic, and to embody contradictions that challenge comprehension. You are neither fully here nor entirely elsewhere. You exist in the sacred in-between. Through you, ancient wisdom flows into modern consciousness. Through you, the language of the gods becomes understandable to human hearts. Through you, the invisible becomes visible, the intangible becomes touchable. This bridge is a path of healing, for yourself, for others, for the very fabric of reality. You carry the light of one world into the shadows of another, creating connection where there was once separation. You are the bridge, the living doorway that unites all things. Within you burns a fire older than stars, a creative spark that births worlds and weaves destinies. This fire is not just passion, it is the source of all life, the divine impulse that drives the cosmos forward. Your heart carries this sacred flame, and with it the power to create, to heal, and to transform. Creation is not always loud or visible. Often, it is quiet, subtle, a shift in energy, a new thought, a seed planted in the soil of possibility. Your heart is the birthplace of these miracles, the forge where dreams become reality. This fire demands courage. It demands sacrifice. It demands faith in the face of doubt. But it also offers immense joy, profound purpose, and an endless source of power that flows from your soul's deepest core. By embracing this fire, you step into the role of creator, not just of your own destiny, but of new realities for all who follow. Your heartbeat becomes a drumbeat of life itself. Your heart holds the fire of creation, and through you, the universe continues to be born anew. Truth is a sacred river, flowing beyond the reach of lies and illusions. You are its echo, the living resonance of eternal wisdom that transcends time, culture, and circumstance. In a world clouded by confusion, you carry clarity. This truth does not shout, it whispers. It does not impose, it invites. It continues to flow through you naturally, guiding your words, your actions, your very being. People sense it when they are near you, a deep recognition that stirs their own hidden truths to life. Living as this echo means you often stand apart, misunderstood or dismissed by those still lost in shadows.